So we're starting some wireframe geometry for this bad boy. Trying to figure out where everything goes. Got a waist put in there. And just put some wire around and duct tape it to itself, and then eventually you get a leg. I think we're getting a good shape out of that. It's probably hard to tell. So there's the idea for the tail. Comes on in there. It's gonna look great. So here we go. We've got a very large amount of this leg done, if not all of it. I just did it the same way as I did the shell. Duct tape joints, except this has like twice as much wire as the shell in it. Actually, none of this wire is going to be part of the final costume. It's just here for me to get a good template off of. It's such an irregular shape that I had to go all out. So it is like 2 in the frickin' morning right now, so I'm gonna go to bed. And in the morning I'm gonna continue up the side, do underneath the arm, do the shoulder, and do the belly and the tail. Now luckily I only have to do one side because I can just mirror my templates, hopefully. That's the idea anyway. But yeah, I'm going to bed. So we're coming along, working our way up the body. Got ourselves a little bit of the stomach roughed out, a neck collar, and there's the arm where it comes out down to the hand. I need something solid for his collars, like his spiked collars that he has everywhere. So I went out and I found this big old hunk of tube here, and it was not cheap, but it'll do the job. And right now I got to cut 4 7-inch pieces off of it. Now I was thinking of using like really thin, like 1.5-inch pieces for the inside of the arms, just to keep everything, you know, kind of where it's supposed to be. So maybe I should do that. So we got the main body all done up to the toes. Just finished the toes down there. They're pretty snazzy. I realize now I'm going to start on the arm, and we have got a lot of play in this thing. But I have got from right here all the way down to there, and that's clearance. Like that's going to be inside the arm now, so I can put a brace on and hold it up. It should work. It should work just fine. We'll see. Triangles are stronger than L's. So now I got this little arm strut in there, and check this out. Definitely not as frickin' bouncy as it was. Alright, time to wire up the arm, and then I guess I'll figure out where the hand goes after that. Could be a pain in the butt because it's pretty much touching the wall over there, and I can't really move this right now. I measured it and it is now 13 feet long. I can't tell if his nose or his handle stick out more. We'll figure it out. I just finished the arm in there, and I have come to realize that I think I made it way too long, like almost a foot too long. So I'm gonna do a little snippy and slide that up, and it should be okay. go. Got her all done, down to his tippy toes, all the way to his tail. So what I've been trying to do is make all these black lines around here where I feel like the joints are gonna go. And I've never done this before, so this is kind of nerve-wracking because that was $60 in tape. So, you know, it's a pretty big waste if it just gets thrown away, even though I'm just gonna throw it away. But if I get to use it first, then it's not that much of a waste. Now, really, if I could find something to do with it other than throw it away, that'd be the best. But sadly, I am not that creative. Anyway, let's figure this out. I'm just gonna zip it off of there and put it down here and trace it out, and hopefully it works out. That's my plan. Alright, so now that I've finally got that off of there, I ripped her off and I laid her down upside down, and I kind of fixed all the tape marks and stuff and made it so that it wasn't totally fucked up. Now I'm just going to cut this out and see if it actually fits on where it's supposed to. And if it does, then more than likely the foam will. And I can continue, and then we can call this a success. And I hope that's what happens. Okay, I've taken the tape off. I've done some registration marks and a little bit of direction on there. I'm going to try and fit it to my dummy, and then I'm going to continue on with my life because it looks right. So if it looks right, it is right. Right? Right? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm not cutting some foam until I know for sure what the hell's going on. So that right there is a pile of templates. I think we've got like numbers A through R maybe? I don't know. So next we got to do the hand here. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to do it. And I cut it off the arm because it's not going back there anyway. And now we'll just cut it apart and see what it looks like. Get another 20 templates. Alright, so we got all of our templates laid out, and I'm using this thinner foam for the hand, but it's the same stuff. And I'm just gonna go around and trace the edges. I got it pinned down here, and you know, just how they make clothing. Trace it out, glue it together, and hopefully everything works out fine. If not, we'll make it work. We cut out our first piece here. Oh. And I glued it up and I put it together. I think that it might just work. So all I did was just spray that gap up and then let it dry for about a minute or two, and then pressed it together until it stuck. It was a long process, which is kind of daunting. So I'm going to cut out the other half of the finger and see if I can make it as nice as this one. I started with just gluing the tips of the fingers together, and then now that I got two sides, I glue one side of it, of both sides, and then I end up with something like this, where it's got both sides kind of together. That's the other side of it. It's not too bad. Oh, my fingers are nasty. Then once you get those two sides glued together, you end up with something like this, where it's a tube. And now once I glue all those into their proper spots, hopefully we'll get something looking like that. So we are well on our way. Got some fingers and stuff over there, big stacks of templates. Over here I've made the legs. This is a different type of foam. It's ultra high density. They gave it to me by accident. This stuff is just regular high density. but it's 1 inch thick. I got a whole bunch of all the templates all marked out, and we are just ready to plow on through the night. It's about midnight right now, and I had a nap earlier, so I'm good to go. We're just gonna keep cutting out templates and gluing them together until I run out of stuff to cut out, or my girlfriend comes home. All right, we got ourselves a macaroni arm. This is turning out way better than I ever thought it would. We just got the other one on the glue over here and a bunch of pieces over there made up. The crotch over here. We need one more piece of foam, and then two more pieces of foam. Gonna make another foot and another hand, and then the rest of the body pieces. And then we'll rip all that wire off of there and we'll put all the foam on and make it stay, and then start on the shell. All right, so following my templates, I put this hand together, and actually it looks really badass. I'm probably going to need about one wire for each finger just to hold them from going all over the place, but we got a hand! And all the pieces are cut out, ready to go. This project is really starting to come together. Better come together, I only got 3 weeks. So the foam factory is in full swing. Got the tail going together over here. We got some arms I had to mess around to make it right. Make it more bulgy, make it look like a muscular arm. We fitted everything onto here. All the belly piece works out great. The legs are huge. I left a lot of excess because they got to move in and out and back and forth. So hopefully that excess will be enough for that. It won't slide out of there. The hands are done. The frickin' everything is done. I'm just getting ready to put the tail on. And slowly I'm removing the wire and replacing it with foam. So we're making little brackets to hold up the rings, these cardboard rings I got and stuff like that. And hopefully it's enough to keep everything steady. Steady. Still got time. 3 weeks from today till con. We've got lots of work to do. Alright, back to work. So we got her more bulgy, that's for sure. Just bulgy in a bad way. Do not like the way that looks. I'm going to try and cut it down on these lines-ish, one of these lines, and make it fit. The problem was it just wasn't fitting in these big cuffs, and that's my template. Spent a lot of money on that, so might as well use it. This is just one of the problem-solving skills I've had to learn because I've never done this before. I just kind of started going at it. And the results are great, but it's just taking a learning curve, you know, like just like anything else. Keep at it, people. So, we finally got the arms into a shape that I'm I'm gonna have to accept it. It's pretty good. All I got in the middle there is this piece of that cardboard ring. Just gonna glue that on in there, and then that'll go onto the piece of arm over there. And that should be enough to hold it. So all I got to figure out is where I'm going to put like some sort of little metal bracket on here, and then that bracket will screw to that. Then I can attach the hands to that, and then that to this, and then we're ready to make some foam collars. So we've been struggling with this foam for a couple hours now, but we're getting kind of close. Got the armpit there. We got these kind of staying where they're going to stay for the rest of their lives. This goes up like that. That's the belly. There's really not a whole lot of need to put any stiffeners in it. It's pretty like stiff. But we'll also see more once we get it in place. I need to put a door on the front here. But right now we gotta go get some more spray glue because we're on our 6th can now. That's a lot of fucking spray glue. This is awesome. These cans are freaking great. So I was just trying to cut through with some of these protruding screw heads, and I ended up doing this to my, don't know my own strength. We got our legs on. Need to glue the feet down into a appropriate position, but we got them on. That's what the inside looks like. I'm gonna start working on the hand now. I'm just gonna shove wires up all the fingers here and then somehow make them stay. Like the fingers almost stay where they are, but they need just a little bit of support. Bowser is starting to look like Bowser. So it's come time to paint this, and I'm just not sure how paint's going to react with this foam. So I got a piece of all 3 of the different types of foam I was using, and I'm going to spray it with the spray paint and see if it reacts. Well, that's not good. So after doing a paint test, I found that the marker shows through like nobody's business. So I'm going to have to shoot it with a primer, maybe? I don't know. So we got our neck collar here, and it's slightly bigger than these sonotubes, so I had to make it out of hula hoops I got from the dollar store and just pieces of foam. We moved on to templating some neck, or I think I'm gonna call this the shell lip, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, we're templating this out, and it just, I ended up making all these little rings over here, all these little rings, and they'll go all the way down the shell, and then I'm gonna glue the foam to that. Same thing, I'm just gonna do half of it and cut it out piece by piece, post them on, and hopefully it works. So we had a problem where the marker is showing through the foam, and I went online and I consulted the internet, and we came up with this. Well, a couple of people said to use this Kills stuff, and then it's specially made for stains and stuff, so hopefully. Then Leak Seal is always a good bet. It's just double the price of this, so if this works, then we don't need that. And then just for experimental sake, I used some Super 77 spray glue. So far the Leak Seal seems to be covering it up the most, but we'll find out when we get a coat of paint on there. Alright, let's test her out. Lost a piece. Oh, that's such a pain in the butt to fix.
Which way is that going?
I don't know. Awesome.
Might just burn.
No, I look low.
It's just sitting there like, well, fuck, I guess it's not gonna do anything.
So when I need another piece of foam, I just come over to this massive box and try and find a piece. Ah, face hugger! Ah! Let's see if this will work. It's my ghetto dust collection. Motherfucker! That sucks a lot. Fuck, I can't get it all in one shot.